Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Look, we are living in a completely wild time right now. The job market is shifting, AI is totally disrupting traditional roles, and honestly, for a lot of us, building a second income that you have complete control over, that's becoming the ultimate safety net. But where do you even start? If you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm just not technical enough to make money with AI, I need you to throw that thought right out the window. Today, we're going to completely demystify how to build a second income using AI tools like Claude. We'll be breaking down 12 distinct paths to wealth, and we're going to do it using a brilliant strategic framework based on just two things: leverage and your time to that very first dollar.
So, here's our agenda for today. We're going to cover 1. The AI Wealth Framework, 2. Fast cash through services, 3. Scaling up with agencies, 4. High-leverage digital empires, and 5. Choosing your winning path. Let's dive right in.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the AI Wealth Framework. To really get started, we have to understand the underlying mechanics of how these paths actually work. Like, why do some of these models make you money literally today, while others take months to build up? Well, it all boils down to one absolutely crucial concept, and that is leverage. Leverage simply means being able to scale your income without identically scaling the actual hours you work. Think of it kind of like digging a ditch with a shovel versus just pressing a button on a massive excavator. If you have to give up an hour of your day for every single customer, you essentially have zero leverage. But if you can serve one person or 1,000 people with the exact same amount of work, that is maximum leverage.
And that brings us to the ultimate trade-off in the AI economy. You can get money in the door almost instantly by directly trading your time. That's your low leverage, but fast cash. Or on the flip side, you can build scalable systems that require zero extra effort to serve more people. The catch? Those high-leverage systems naturally take quite a bit longer to generate that first dollar simply because you're building them from the ground up without a baked-in audience.
Now, before we jump into the specific paths, you really need to internalize our golden rule of pitching. As we go through these 12 opportunities, just remember this: business owners really only care about two things: making more money and saving time. If your AI offer doesn't explicitly show them how to do one of those two things, you are simply not going to close the deal. The closer your offer ties directly to those metrics, the more you can charge. It's really that simple.
Moving right along to Section 2, fast cash through services.
Let's look at this first bucket of opportunities. These sit on the extreme left side of our matrix. We've got one-to-one coaching, corporate training, AI strategy consulting, and paid speaking. These four paths are low leverage, meaning, yes, you are directly trading your time, but they are absolutely perfect if you're looking for immediate income. You're essentially taking your specific AI knowledge and selling it directly to someone who needs it right this second. The barrier to entry here is incredibly low, and honestly, people make highly impulsive buying decisions when they see someone who can solve their immediate painful problems today.
Notice how every single promised outcome for these services points straight back to our golden rule? For instance, with coaching, you're targeting busy professionals and using tools like Claude to build them reusable skills that literally save them 10 hours a week. For corporate training, you're looking at saving entire teams up to 40 hours a week. In strategy consulting, you examine a local business's messy processes and pinpoint exactly where AI can plug the leaks to generate massive ROI. And that return on investment is everything. When you can look a local business owner in the eye and show them exactly how your service pays for itself 10 times over by recovering lost time and revenue, the value proposition is just undeniable.
All right, Section 3, scaling up with agencies.
So if you want a nice balance of faster cash, but with much better scalability, we enter the world of AI-powered agencies. This sits right smack in the middle of our leverage matrix. Running an agency used to mean managing this massive team, handling messy operations, and dealing with just brutal overhead. But with AI, everything changes. By looking at these four models: social media, SEO, vibe coding, and AI automation, we can see exactly how traditionally heavy human-powered businesses become incredibly light, super profitable, and beautifully repeatable.
Through these specific agency offers, you're building a set of reusable AI skills and prompts that you can use to serve multiple clients without having to start from scratch every single time. Take the social media agency, for example. You can have one monthly call with a business owner where they just talk about their expertise for an hour, and then you use Claude to automatically process that transcript into 30 unique, high-quality social media posts. Or look at Ask Engine Optimization, AEO. This is where you make sure your clients show up at the top not just on Google, but when people ask AI tools like ChatGPT for recommendations. By building repeatable prompts to secure those top spots, you're creating immense leverage.
And that brings us to what I think is one of the most exciting new agency models out there right now, the vibe coding agency. If you haven't heard the term, vibe coding simply means using AI to write code for you. Right now, non-technical founders are using AI to build about 80% of their apps, but they get brutally stuck on that last 20%, that critical last mile involving user authentication, databases, back-end deployment. As an agency, you step in, use your AI expertise to conquer that final 20% and actually launch their product. They get speed and security, and you get paid handsomely for crossing a finish line they couldn't reach on their own.
Let's dive into Section 4, High-Leverage Digital Empires. Okay, let's explore the far right side of our matrix, the highly scalable paths. Paid courses, brand sponsorships, paid communities, and vibe coding your own SaaS, or software as a service. These four models are the absolute holy grail of leverage. Why? Because creating the product or the content just once allows you to sell it to an infinite number of people with almost zero extra effort. This is where you entirely disconnect your time from your income. Whether it's a recorded course on mastering Claude or securing sponsorships, the marginal cost of landing a new customer is essentially zero.
For a lot of folks looking to build a second income stream, $10,000 a month is the ultimate dream milestone. It sounds like a massive, kind of daunting number, right? But let's actually break down how surprisingly achievable this is when you apply high-leverage math to your business.
Let's just look at the simple math of a paid community. If you build a highly focused community teaching people how to use AI, giving them weekly skill updates, a supportive peer group, accountability, you could comfortably charge $50 a month. Capturing just 200 people out of the literally hundreds of millions trying to learn AI creates a highly lucrative $10,000 recurring revenue stream. You absolutely do not need 1 million followers. You just need 200 dedicated members.
Now, while courses and communities are fantastic, building your own AI software product, your own SaaS, represents the absolute peak of this leverage framework. Yeah, it for sure takes the longest time to get that first paying user because you're building the app and the marketing completely from scratch. But when you vibe code your own software and scale it to, let's say, $1 million in revenue, it can eventually be sold to an acquirer for up to 20 times its annual revenue, meaning a $1 million business could sell for $20 million. That enterprise value, that is where true generational wealth is built.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, Choosing Your Winning Path.
So, we've just covered 12 very distinct ways to generate income with AI, spanning all the way from instant cash consulting to highly leveraged software empires. But here's the trap. Having too many options is actually the ultimate enemy of success. The real secret to executing on this is to stop multitasking. Don't try to be a coach who also runs an agency and is trying to build a SaaS on the weekends. Just pick exactly one lane based on how fast you need money and what your current skills are. Commit to it, strictly, for 3 to 6 months. Master the specific workflows required for that one path and ruthlessly ignore the other 11 until you've found success.
So, looking at the full leverage matrix we just explored, from the low-leverage fast money of consulting all the way over to the high-leverage digital empires of software, I want to leave you with this final, critical choice. Which single path fits your timeline right now, and what are you going to commit to building for the next 6 months? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you create.